Hey everybody, welcome. Tonight I thought we'd do a recap of Elizabeth Cotton's Freight Train. I taught this one in detail very early on in my YouTube life, which would have been a little over a couple of years ago, I guess, and taught it in pretty good detail. And but tonight I wanted to kind of walk through some of the variations on this tune that can be done. One that I put on it. I'm sure somebody else probably did it before me, but and then the way Elizabeth Cotton kind of played the song, right? So and I'll refer you back to kind of going back to the beginning of my YouTube. You'll see Elizabeth Cotton's being taught there if you're interested in every little string detail. But tonight I'll do a little more of a broad overview of what you can do with the song, and I hope it helps you. It's a great disciplinary for fingerstyle because it involves the C chord, which is not, for a lot of people, that's not all that easy to do right there. That It's just not easy to pick up those melodies from C and maintain your bass notes. At least it wasn't for me in the early days, and after that, you probably think it still isn't. But I wanted to do that. But before we get started tonight, I've been with a company now for about 10 and a little over 10 years, going on 11, and it's been one of the best places I've ever worked. A bunch of great people. I've got some just super dear friends there that I'm never going to forget, and hopefully they don't forget me. And but you know, this place was very difficult to leave. I got another opportunity, a little more in line with some things that I've wanted to do. I guess you could say over the last couple of years, there were things I really wanted to be more involved in, and this company had that available for me. So I decided to move on. It wasn't anything personal. I loved where I worked, and I think they're amazing people, and I think you could tell from just listening on YouTube, that it was a lot of freedom involved in that role, and a lot of but we were very productive. And one of the reasons we was because we trusted each other. And I think that still stands. There's a lot of trust between myself and these individuals that I worked very closely with. And of course, I love them all like family. And that's not going to change. So for any of you that are watching from that company, I do want to tell you, love you like family and always will. And I just want you to know anytime you need something, just don't ever hesitate to reach out. I'll be there for you. It's a little over 10 years, and that's all you got to say. Well, no, but I can't start naming names and listing off the company I work for because it's just not something I'm going to do on YouTube. But this place was extremely difficult to leave. So Sunday was my last day with them, and Monday I start at a new company, and it's actually one that I worked at many years ago, and a bunch of fine people, and I'm really looking forward to helping them. So, life changes, things take you on down the road, and but that doesn't mean. That don't mean that you don't care about the people that you were working with, and I definitely do care about those folks. My professional career has been almost a storybook. I slept through school. You would have never in your life pictured me doing what I do for a living in a million years if you went to school with me. And I'm talking high school. It just life's pretty fascinating, and the Lord is kind. I'll just say that, okay? Yeah, but for all you folks that may be watching the channel that were from that company, I do want you to know you mean a lot to me, and you always will, and I do appreciate deeply everyone and everything they ever did for me. And for the place that I'm going, a bunch of wonderful people I've known for a number of years, and I'm looking forward to being back with them. So with that, Elizabeth Cotten, folks, on a Gibson J45, a 50s Gibson J45, which I have actually grown to love dearly, this guitar. It is fantastic. And of course, you know, when I first got it, I was thinking about selling it, and the more I played it, the more it kind of opened up, and I love this thing. All right, folks. So there's two. So Elizabeth Cotten plays the tune a lot like we played it and taught it in the first video, which is a and that's pretty much how Elizabeth Cotten played the song. And she used a C, she used a G chord, and then, of course, she used an E. And then she did that little pickup on that number 1 string down there. And used an F chord, okay? And then did that little nudge on that F chord, like that. And then wound the tune up. Yeah, something like that. But there's another way. I was kind of messing around with it one day, and so I kind of did it like this. And with this G chord, you're going to need, in order to really do this, you're going to need to put your thumb up here on this number 6 string, number 3 fret, and you're going to need to pick up this number 5 fret on the number 1 string down here. So let me show you this part of it with the part that I kind of added in, and I'll do it slowly, and then we'll talk a little bit about where these fingers are. Okay, where I'm placing these fingers. I think you can see it pretty good in the video, but just in case, I'll go ahead and kind of point it out. Okay. So it basically starts off the same way. Now once you do that last bass note there on that number 4 string, you're going to come back up and go, and you're going to pinch 6 and 1, but you're going to cover your number 3 string, number 3 fret, number 6 string right here with your thumb, and then you're going to reach up here either with your little finger or your ring finger, which I normally use my ring finger. And then you're going to come all the way back down to that number 1 fret. Just like that. And you're going to do that little hammer on and pull off, okay? And while you're maintaining your bass notes, that's very, very important. Just like that. And this looks, what's funny about fingerstyle is it looks kind of easy until you start trying to do it. So again, that looks like this. Okay. And then you go back to that C. And then you go down to that E. Okay, so I kind of want to walk through that one and do it kind of slowly. It follows the same pattern as the first when you get down to the E chord, okay? you know, and you're going to pick up that. So you're gonna continue to use that same thing we used before. Okay. Now, if you've never attempted to play this song, I'm going to drop the link to the very first fingerstyle video for Elizabeth Cotten, and you can just watch those. And man, I go through them slowly. Okay. And you'll be able to play this tune if you've never played it before. But one thing about it is it's a really great fingerstyle exercise. And the thing is, and which is the hardest thing to get your head around, is fingerstyle is not about being a speed demon, right? Fingerstyle, you're going to start off so slow because you need to hit the notes first and get the notes and the coordination correct. Then you can work on your speed and speed these things up. So it starts off like this, and I think I covered this in that video, but I'll tell you now. I usually take my ring finger and I hit that number 3 string and the number 6 string. The 3 string's open, number 6 string, I'm on the number 3 fret, and I'm just doing a walk up. That's number 2 open, and number 5, number 2 fret. That's the number 3 string, number 2 fret. And then I come down, pick up that number 2 string open with the number 2 fret, number 5 bass note. And then I make my C and lay my little finger down on that G fret, number 3 fret. Just like that. And then come up and go. Now you're not really going to hear that pull off and hammer on and pull off while you're trying to focus on making sure you maintain your bass notes. That's going to come with time. It may not make much of a sound at all when you first do that. But once you get a little quicker at this, just like that. And if you've not followed any of the early fingerstyle videos, these fingers are assigned to strings. And you can break that rule periodically. But for doing this song, you're going to stay tied to ring finger number 1, middle finger number 2, pointer finger number 3, and then your thumb handles 6, 5, and 4 for your bass notes up here. Okay? So we'll walk all the way through that. Okay? Now I'll also show another way where you can just come out of that C and put your thumb there and work the G chord like that, so you don't have to transition out of this to this. Okay? And that's just go on ahead and throw your thumb up there when you come out of C. So it would be like this. Okay. Now, again, this is just one that I kind of came up with for that song. Another one, and I saw Tommy Emmanuel do it this way. It's kind of interesting, and it involves some bar chords. So it's going to get a little more challenging, right? Because it's Tommy Emmanuel. I may play through this once kind of slowly on the way he does it. And then I'll show you one last one that I kind of modified of what he did a little bit, okay? So what he will do on this song, and I think I'm somewhat close anyway, is he'll do this. And then he'll come up here. And and he'll pinch 5 and 1, 4 and 2. And he's in a, I guess if you laid that finger down, make a, what would that be? Like a D minor? Yeah. Make a D minor bar chord up here and lift that little finger. Turns it into some kind of a, I don't know, one of you music majors tell me, but I think it's like a ninth or something like that, or a seventh. Maybe a seventh, ninth, I don't know. Somebody in the comments will know, and they'll point it out. But you just make a bar chord D minor, which is taking A minor, slide it up to the where you can bar this A fret right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your 5th fret, and take that finger and bar it, okay? And then lift that little finger where you've only got your middle and your ring finger on the strings there, okay? And you just, and you kind of want to do that. And then what Tommy will do is come down and make this G chord that is kind of a 7th, I guess, or a 9th, a G7 or a G9th, G7, or I don't know what these chords are. So let me tell you where my fingers are at. My middle finger is 3rd fret, 6th string, and my ring finger is 2nd fret, 5th string. My ring finger is on the number 4 string, number 3 fret. The number 3 string is open, and the number 2 string has my little finger on the 3rd fret. And then, let me see. Yeah. And the number 1 string is open. And then what Tommy does is, I think, pinches. I think he pinches 6 and 1, 4 and 2. But he pulls up very quickly. Kind of get a chop sound out of it. I don't even know that I can do it good. Yeah, kind of like that. And so on the first one, you're going to lift up, and then you're going to let the second time you do it with your number 4 and number 2 string, ring out, okay? Just like that. And then you're going to come down quickly and pick up your C chord. And then what he will do is he will go do his little run down from 3, 3rd fret, 1st fret on your number 1 string or number 6 string. Just like in the first part. And then he will, if you'll make a C and lift that ring finger, he will pinch 5 and 2. Yeah. And then bring that ring finger up and catch that number 3 fret, number 6 string. And then he'll make a B7. Just like that. You don't even have to lay that little finger down, because you're only picking up number 5 and number 2. And then you're pinching 5 and 2 and 4 and 3. Just like that. So if you took it all the way to that, it would be... And then you're going to come back up to G. And you're going to pinch 6 and 3. 3's open. Yeah. Pinch number 3 and number 6 in the G position. Pick up that number 4 bass note. Come back up and pick up your number 6 and your number 1 in the G position. So it's yeah. So it's 6 and 3, 4, and then 6 and 4. And that's when I come up and hit number 5 open with your number 3 string, number 2 fret. Number 2 open, 2nd fret, 5th string, like that. So the whole thing would sound like this for what Tommy does with it. Okay, something like that. But you get the idea. So it involves a G7 with you laying that little finger down on that number 6 fret, number 2 string. That's how you get that. Just like that. And because you're down here more in a D, even though we're covering all of them, because you're down in more of a D, then the root bass note for that chord is going to be right here on this number 5 string. That's why you're pinching 5 and 2, or 5 and 1, and then 4 and 2. Okay, now I'm going to show you one more that doesn't get you off of this G fret. Okay, and it's one that I was playing around one day and thought, well, this sounds pretty decent. I think I'll use it too. And it gives you a chance to change this song up while you're playing it. If you can play and sing, and you're singing Freight Train, it gives you a chance to do some different chord arrangements and never leave the farm. Okay, so to speak. Now, so when you come up to this G chord, and we did this, let me see. Let me come up to it. Because you're going to throw that, you're going to be doing a hammer on. What I will do is drop down to, let me see, what am I doing here? I will drop down and I'll bar the number 3 fret, and then on the 5th string, the 5th string, number 4, I've got my ring finger. So once you come up and you pick up that bar chord and you do that little hammer on, okay? Now you're going to take your little finger and put it on the number 1 string, number 5 fret. And you're going to do this. You're going to pinch number 6 and number 1. Yeah. You're going to pinch number 6 and 1. And you're going to pick up that number 2 string. And you're going to pick up that number 4 bass note, back and forth. Then you're going to move that little finger up to that number 2 string, 5th fret, and you're going to go back between 2 and 3. So it's just like that. Okay? And that'll hurt your hand to sit and hold that for a little while. So let's walk through that, and we'll do it in that fashion. and I'll kind of show you what that looks like a little bit. So there's several ways that you can do this, and that's kind of what I wanted to cover a little bit tonight, just to let you know that you can mix this up a little bit, and it'll give you new things to play that you can practice. And clearly, I haven't played this in a long time because you saw the editing of the video fade me in and out in it, which I know I'm going to be doing because I haven't done this song in quite a while. And I was thinking tonight, it might be a good night for just kind of walking through some of the different arrangements that you can do with this song. It's actually a genius melody on this tune, and brilliantly constructed and very simple to play in its original form. In most music that attracts us is really very simple. Just wanted to do and walk through that with you just to let you know that it's a very doable song. There are challenging parts to it that make it even more fun, because it took me forever to get that anywhere close to that Tommy Emmanuel piece of it. It's kind of strange, that B7 pinching, and then you got this. Let me see. That. And it's just not things I would have never thought of to put in there, but thank goodness we got some creative guitarists out there. And we're just trying to learn and get a little better on guitar and have a lot of fun, right? I mean, that's really what most of us are trying to do. And so I think you have a lot of fun with that. Anyway, let me know. Glad all of you joined the channel. The channel's doing much better than I ever anticipated that it would. That's due to each and every one of you, and I certainly appreciate it. You've been subscribing, and the count, it's like I go to some of these channels, and while I'm looking at their channel, their count's going flip, flip, flip. I mean, they're really growing. But, we're in a little bit of a niche market here with guitars. Not everybody on the planet cares about guitars. It's hard to believe, isn't it? It really is. Especially acoustic guitars. More so acoustic guitars, I think. But we do. We care about them. And, small community, small family, that's I've always enjoyed those anyway. So, I think these guitars are amazing things, and I'm certainly glad I've got one in my hands right now. I sure appreciate each and every one of you. You've made all this worth it, and for that I can't thank you enough. All right, great to see everybody. Hope you have a great weekend. Take care of your friends. Take care of your family. God bless. We'll see you next time.